Hello everyone, I'm Manisha Martin and I'm a product marketer for Zoho Sign. We have Deepika with us, an associate counsel at Zoho and my fellow trainer for the day. If you experience any network disturbances or technical issues at any point during the webinar, feel free to reconnect. We are recording this session and you'll receive a copy of the recording and the slide deck by email in a few days. At any point in the session, if you feel like you have questions, feel free to use the questions tab on your left-hand panel to raise them. Our panelists are there to answer them and provide you with assistance if necessary. The answers to your questions will appear under your question in the questions tab. Today, we'll be looking at how Indian businesses can leverage Zoho Sign's integration with Aadhaar eSign, eMudhra KYC services, and take an exclusive sneak peek into eStamping, which will be soon available across all major states. Before we dive into the webinar, let's take a quick look at the agenda. We start off with a brief overview of Zoho Sign, followed by walkthroughs of Aadhaar eSign and eMudhra eKYC integrations in Zoho Sign. Then, a sneak peek into eStamp workflows for digitally signed documents. And finally, our panel of experts will answer your questions. Let me now introduce you to Deepika, an associate counsel from Zoho's legal team. She will be taking us through the legality of digital signatures in India. Over to you, Deepika.
All right. So today I'll take you through an overview of the legality of digital signatures in India. The Information Technology Act of 2000, or the IT Act, is the primary law that governs electronic signatures in India. It provides a legal framework for electronic transaction and recognizes the validity of e-signatures. In addition, the electronic signature or electronic authentication technique and procedure rules of 2015 recognizes Aadhaar eSign as one of the valid forms of electronic signatures in India. Now, let's look at the legal validity of electronic signatures in India. Section 5 of the IT Act grants e-signatures the same legal status as physical form signatures. Where a law requires any document to be signed, that requirement is fulfilled if the document is electronically signed using an e-signature tool that is compliant with law like Zoho Sign. Moreover, the IT Act provides that the contracts formed and signed electronically fulfill the legal requirements of a valid contract and are enforceable in law. So, when you sign agreements using a product like Zoho Sign, such contract is legally recognized and can be enforced in courts as well. Now, over to our product expert, Manisha.
Thank you so much, Deepika. Let me quickly share my screen. While wet signatures require printing, physically signing, and then either scanning, faxing, or mailing the documents, electronic signatures can be completed and sent through a single digital channel like a smartphone or a computer. This streamlined process means that businesses can conduct more customer facing transactions remotely. The benefits of electronic signatures include a better customer experience, reduced turnaround times, greater organizational efficiency, and improved protection and compliance when it comes to digital signatures. Additionally, electronic signatures contribute to a greener world by reducing paper waste. The traditional pen and paper method has various inherent issues and drawbacks. Along with the laborious task of paperwork management, there are also worries about fraudulent activity and tampering, potential harm or loss of documents, and substantial administrative expenses. Due to these factors, expansion of a business with customer and market growth becomes exceedingly challenging. Now, the question arises as to why your business should consider transitioning to paperless operations using digital signatures. These electronic signatures offer added security through the use of digital certificates, which function as a digital fingerprint that ensures the authenticity and the tamper proof nature of the signed documents. Furthermore, digital signatures allow for signer authentication during the signer process, thereby legally establishing the identity of the signer and making documents enforceable in court. So, what can Zoho Sign offer your business? Zoho Sign is a comprehensive digital signature solution utilized by tens and thousands of businesses across 100 different countries. secure cloud-based signing process, Zoho Sign simplifies the sending, signing, and management of business paperwork. In addition, it provides advanced features such as saving frequently used agreements as templates, collecting signatures from multiple parties, and bulk sending of documents. Zoho Sign also integrates with in-house apps using REST APIs, webhooks, and mobile SDKs. The app not only accelerates document signing but also automates customer workflows to reduce errors and variability, completes billing tasks instantly, and enhances customer satisfaction and retention. New users can sign up for a free 14-day enterprise trial to explore the app fully. While sharing my screen, the links cannot be clicked, but they can be accessed once the deck and the webinar recording are shared via email. Zoho Sign offers various security features such as multi factor authentication, tamper proof audit trails, and blockchain timestamping, all of which are crucial for any business. Additionally, the platform allows for identity verification through European Union eID methods or dynamic knowledge based authentication, as well as secure signature collection via SMS. These features ensure that only the intended party signs the document. For the highest level of compliance and validity in the court of law, it is recommended to sign documents with qualified electronic signature. Zoho Sign has also partnered with leading trust service providers such as Unataka, InfoCert, SingPass, Trust Factory, Aadhaar eSign, and eMudhra eKYC service. Zoho Sign is designed to improve remote collaboration, offering support in 18 commonly used languages, as well as document and template sharing among your organization's users. Additionally, you can easily manage documents using folders and document types, integrate with cloud servers and service providers for automatic backup. Zoho Sign facilitates the signing of cross border business documents while ensuring compliance with regional and international laws, such as the eSign Act in the United States, eIDAS in the European Union, PIPEDA in Canada, ITA 2000 in India, and the Electronic Transaction Act in Australia and Southeast Asian countries. Moreover, we adhere to customary regulations on data security and privacy, including GDPR in the EU, CCPA, HIPAA, and FDA's 21 CFR Part 11 in the United States. Zoho Sign offers mobile and desktop applications that work on various platforms, including Android, iOS, iPadOS, macOS, and Windows, enabling users to access their paperwork on the go and conduct remote business seamlessly and synchronously across different devices, regardless of their location and time. Integrations play a crucial role in every organization. Zoho Sign not only integrates with other Zoho apps like CRM, Writer, Forms, or Contracts, but also with other third party applications such as Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, Microsoft Teams, Outlook, and 50 plus popular applications. Zoho Sign has a broad range of use cases across departments and functions, including onboarding newly recruited employees who need to sign employment contracts, NDAs, and policy documents, all of which can be easily done through an automated workflow online. This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the app's regular usage by our customers. For a business to be successful, they must sign numerous documents daily to establish and maintain relationship with clients, merchants and agents. However, this paperwork presents multiple challenges, including long processing times, wasted manpower, unsatisfactory customer experience, high legal risks, and environmental harm. As a result, it is crucial to digitize paperwork to maintain a competitive edge. This process begins with digitizing the signature, which is where Aadhaar eSign comes into the picture. With Aadhaar eSign, all a signer needs is a valid Aadhaar number and an Aadhaar linked mobile number or email ID to perform a reliable digital signature. This method is game changing for businesses looking to create digital workflows that incorporate customer or vendor signatures. Let us now look at the prerequisites. You would require a valid Zoho Sign or Zoho One account for this. However, you can also try this in our 14-day enterprise trial. Both integrations work only when your account is present in the Indian data center, which means when you access Zoho Sign, the domain should be zoho.in and not zoho.com. If you aren't, you could always drop a mail to support@zohosign.com and our team will help you with the migration process. Also, ensure that you have sufficient Zoho Sign credits while trying out these integrations. You can click the pricing link to know about credit consumption. Since I am currently sharing my screen, you won't be able to give it a try immediately. However, as I mentioned earlier, once we grant you access to this presentation, you can visit these websites anytime. Before we dive into this integration, let me hand over the session back to Deepika, who would take you through the legality of Aadhaar eSign in India. Over to you, Deepika.
So I'll now take you through the conditions for a valid electronic signature in India, and we will also look at how Zoho Sign's Aadhaar eSign feature complies with it. Section 3A of the IT Act of 2000 provides for three main legal requirements for a valid electronic signature. The first and second legal requirement are as follows. The first being that the electronic signature should be uniquely linked to the signatory, and the second being that the signing key should be under the sole control of the person who is signing the document. Now, let us understand how Zoho Sign achieves this from the illustration below. Whenever the signer chooses Zoho Sign's Aadhaar eSign service to sign a document, they will be redirected to the website of the authorized certification authority, that is eMudhra in this case. On eMudhra's portal, the signer is required to enter their Aadhaar number and perform OTP verification of the same. Now, let's have in mind that this OTP is sent to the signer's mobile number linked to their Aadhaar. Upon successful OTP authentication, the signer is issued with an electronic signature certificate and the signer's Aadhaar eSign is affixed on the document. Now, in this process, as you might know, the Aadhaar number is unique to each individual, and when the signer authenticates the same, it satisfies the first legal requirement of the e signature being uniquely linked to the person signing the document. Moreover, the signer needs to enter his OTP sent to the mobile number linked to Aadhaar on the eMudhra portal to authenticate and obtain the e-signature certificate. And this satisfies the second legal requirement of the signing key being solely in the control of the signatory. The third and final legal requirement is that alterations made to the e-signature and alterations made to the document to which the e-signature is affixed are detectable. As shown in the image on the left, when you sign using Zoho Sign's Aadhaar eSign feature, if such eSign has been altered with, an error message will be displayed stating that the e-signature is invalid. As shown in the image on the right, similarly, the user gets displayed an error message stating that the document is corrupted or altered if there are any changes to the document. In this way, Zoho Sign's Aadhaar eSign feature satisfies the third and final legal requirement. Moreover, when you sign a document using Zoho Sign's Aadhaar eSign feature, you receive a certificate of completion along with the signed document. As you can see in the images on the screen, this certificate helps you verify the signers, their respective signatory IDs, the document ID, the document name, and the time of signing. And this certificate serves as a valid audit trail under law. Finally, I would also like to highlight that the certificate that Zoho Sign uses for generating the final signed document is issued by an authorized certification authority. In conclusion, Zoho Sign fulfills the legal requirements under the IT Act of 2000 and complies with it wholly. Now, let us look at some of the use cases. Businesses can use Zoho Sign's Aadhaar eSign facility to sign almost all documents that they deal with on a daily basis. This includes sale agreements, agreements signed with vendors, HR policies, invoices, tax e-filing, payslips, investment applications, etc. However, there are a few exceptions to this. The law requires certain documents to be signed only physically. These are negotiable instrument other than checks, wills, power of attorney, trust deed, and property transactions. Over to you, Manisha.
Once again, thank you so much, Deepika, for that detailed explanation. Let's now look at enabling the integration in Zoho Sign. From your Zoho Sign dashboard, go to Settings, which is on the left navigation panel. Once you click on Settings, go to Integrations and toggle the Aadhaar eSign integration to on. So with this, you have now enabled Aadhaar eSign in your Zoho Sign account. Under the Information Technology Act, Aadhaar-based e-signatures possesses the same legal compliance and validity in India as handwritten signatures. Let us now look at how to sign documents with Aadhaar eSign. The email that you have received, click on Start Signing and proceed to the document. Once you have reached the document, from the Sign via drop-down, select Aadhaar eSign and click on Sign Documents. While we wait for this document to load, let's skip the optional fields and you are now taken to eMudhra's eSign service. Enter your unique 12-digit Aadhaar number and agree to the terms and conditions. You will now receive an OTP to the registered mobile number that is linked with your Aadhaar account. Once you receive the OTP, enter it. So this is going to be a 6-digit OTP which will only come to your registered phone number. And once you have entered it, click Perform eSign. With this, we have signed this document with Aadhaar eSign. So now we have seen how you can sign documents using Aadhaar eSign. Before we proceed, let's look at some key differences between Aadhaar eSign and eMudhra eKYC. The one similarity between both the integrations is that they are available only if your account is in the Indian data center, as I mentioned before. That is, when you sign into Zoho Sign, it has to be zoho.in. If you're signing in from zoho.com, then you are in the US data center. You can always write to our support team to help you with this migration. The eMudhra eKYC will be helpful if you have huge volumes of documents to be signed and are part of an organization. For instance, you're a fintech organization onboarding multiple clients. Aadhaar eSign will be helpful if you occasionally sign documents or if you want to get a document signed by a guest signer. For instance, a contract renewal, which, when once occurred, won't happen again in the near future. The final key difference is how to use it. To use eMudhra eKYC, you have to finish the eKYC process set by eMudhra, and also you need to have a valid Zoho Sign account in your organization. However, for Aadhaar eSign, no additional registration is required, and also your Aadhaar number and associate phone number is enough to sign the document. Please note that eMudhra issues you a long-term certificate for your identity. Aadhaar verifies your identity and provides a certificate that is valid only for that particular document signing process. The Government of India issues digital signature certificates via certifying authorities, as Deepika explained to us earlier, such as eMudhra to validate one's identity. To electronically sign crucial documents that have to be submitted to the government, public, or private sector service providers, it is advisable to utilize digital signature certificates. Let us now explore Zoho Sign's integration with eMudhra eKYC. From the Integrations tab in your Zoho Sign account, toggle eMudhra eSign to on, click on Manage Users, and then click on Plus Associate Users. Select the users that you would like to associate to your account and click on Associate. And then click on Confirm to finish this process. With this, you have now associated a user successfully to your Zoho Sign eMudhra integration. Let us now look at signing documents via eMudhra eKYC. From the email that you have received, click on Start Signing and then proceed to the document. Once you have opened the document, agree to the terms and conditions and add your signature. From the sign via drop down, select eMudhra eKYC. Enter your 6-digit PIN, which is unique to you. And once you have entered the PIN, you will receive an OTP sent to your registered mobile number. You can also opt for a time-based OTP. Now agree to the terms and conditions, and once you have entered this OTP, click on Perform eSign. With this, you have now signed your document using eMudhra eKYC. Next, let us look at verifying the documents that have been signed using these integrations. On my screen now, you can see a document that has been Aadhaar e-signed in Zoho Sign. I have opened the signature panel for you and highlighted it here. You can see that it is mentioned very clearly that this document has not been tampered with or changed. A timestamp is also embedded to this document. Furthermore, you can see more details about the signer's authenticity by clicking on show signer certificate. Right now, I have opened the signature properties of this document. Here, I have highlighted the last 4 digits of the signer's Aadhaar card number. I have blurred out a few details as in to protect the identity of the signer, but you can clearly see that here all the details of the signer is mentioned. Okay. The collected signature metadata can now be displayed on the signed document, enabling customers to comply with their industry's digital signature standards for paperwork and documents. Now let us look at visible signatures available in Zoho Sign. The visible components of a signature include the recipient's signature, their name, email address, which is automatically fetched from the sender provided recipient details, the reason for signing, the signing time, and a unique recipient ID. Zoho Sign offers two layout options for displaying this metadata, a vertical normal layout or a horizontal wide layout, depending on user preference. So this is how visible signatures, either normal or wide, will appear on your signed document. Let's now move on to our exclusive sneak peek of our latest feature, eStamping. Let me hand over the session back to Deepika to help us understand the legality of eStamping.
So we will now be looking at the legality of e-stamping in India and how Zoho Sign's upcoming e-stamp feature is compliant with it. In India, stamp duty is levied under the Indian Stamp Act of 1899 as well as various state acts. Payment of requisite stamp duty, whether through e-stamping or otherwise, is crucial to make such document admissible as evidence in courts should there arise any dispute. Now, let us look at the documents on which Stamp Act requires stamp duty to be paid. According to Section 3 of the Stamp Act, stamp duty is payable on documents specified in Schedule 1. These documents can be in any form, so this includes physical and electronic documents. Primarily, these are documents under which rights are created or transferred. Now, this includes sale agreements, NDAs, conveyance deeds, mortgage deeds, power of attorney, and any other document that businesses deal with on a daily basis. With respect to payment of stamp duty, it varies under the specific state stamp duty acts. Section 17 of the Stamp Act requires stamp duty to be paid before or at the time of executing the electronic agreement. With Zoho Sign's e-stamp feature, the user will be able to effortlessly pay stamp duty and receive a stamp duty acknowledgement challan. As you can see in the image on your screen, this acknowledgement challan contains details such as a certificate number, a unique document ID, the amount of stamp duty paid, the type of document, the parties to the document, and the state in which stamp duty is paid. An important point to note here is that Zoho's e-stamp is generated through a government authorized service provider, Stockholding Corporation of India Limited, or SHCIL for short. SHCIL is authorized by the government to issue e-stamp certificates. Additionally, users can verify the e-stamp certificate on SHCIL's portal, which can be accessed through the link you see on your screen. By entering details such as the certificate number, document description, and state, that will all be available on your acknowledgement challan. You will now be able to verify the e-stamp certificate issued via Zoho Sign's e-stamping facility. Now over to Manisha, who will give you a sneak peek of the e-stamp service.
Thank you so much, Deepika, for explaining the legality of e-stamping in Zoho Sign. Before we move on to the sneak peek of e-stamping in Zoho Sign, let me give you a quick overview of how this works. First, you log into your Zoho Sign account and then you upload the documents that need to be e-stamped. You enter the e-stamping details, which Deepika has mentioned earlier, and we'll be seeing what those details are in the upcoming slides. You add the stakeholders or the people who are to sign these documents to your in the recipient details. You drag and drop the necessary fields, and then you send these documents out for signature. Once the document is signed, you can download an executed copy. Okay, so let us now take a look at a few screenshots to see how this feature looks in Zoho Sign. Of course, this is an upcoming feature and there might be a few changes when this feature goes live, which could be any time now. So let's, however, take a look at how this looks. Okay. So right now I have the send for signatures dashboard on the screen. I have highlighted a part where it says add e-stamp. You can now choose this option while sending documents out for signature. Once you select this, you would be asked to add a few details, such as the state in which this document is being executed, the duty amount, the transaction value of this document, the document category, and the document reference number. Once you have added these details, we move on to adding the first party details. Now, this includes the name, a unique ID. So in this case, I've used UID, which is the Aadhaar number, which is a 12-digit unique number assigned to every Indian national. Now, you are also asked to enter phone number, address, city, and state followed by the postal code. You have to enter the same details for the second party as well. Once you have entered all these details, that is the e-stamping details, the details of the first and the second party, you need to click save and this will take you to the document. Now, before we go to the document, you can see that a badge would be added to your uploaded document which says e-stamp added. Now, once you are at your document, as you always do, you can drag and drop all the necessary fields that you need from your signers. So once the document is signed, you can see that this page, or like this would be the UI that you are going to see, which this is an appended copy of the stamp duty details that you have paid. There is also a reference number on the top right corner which can be used to verify if this document has been digitally stamped or not, as Deepika explained to us earlier. With that, we come to an end to this sneak peek of Zoho Sign's e-stamping feature. Here are some important URLs to get started with Zoho Sign. If you're stuck at any point while setting up your Zoho Sign account, you can always find related help documents in the first link. We also have individual links for a solutions guide, integrations, and API guide. We also have our very own YouTube channel and video repository where we upload all webinar recordings along with how-to videos for all our native applications. If you have any other queries, ideas, or want to engage in discussions with our community of developers and users, you can visit our forums and participate. I've also given the links for you to read up on the legality of Zoho Sign in your country, its pricing, and request a personalized demo for your organization. We are also available to answer all your questions and are always open to feedback as well as suggestions that could help us enhance and improve our services. In case you want to get in touch with us, you can always reach us by dropping an email at support@zohosign.com. You can also visit our social media pages for our latest announcements on product updates and upcoming releases and webinars. Feel free to comment on our posts if you're a social bug. So I think we can wrap this session. Thank you so much to each one of you who have joined the session. We hope that you've all had a lot to learn from this webinar. I look forward to seeing you all in our upcoming webinars. So that's it. This is Manisha saying goodbye on behalf of the entire panel and Zoho Sign team.